I walk the same route to and from the city every day. I live not far away, about 30 years old. So I drive for a few minutes in the quiet suburbs. The road I walk at night is always very quiet. This makes me relax. Compared with the traffic during the day, I drive on this road, everything is the same as usual. It was 10 o'clock in the evening. I was listening to music, very happy to be home. At this time, there was still a 10-minute drive away from the woods. Just before the suburbs began, a flash of light came out of the road. There was nothing at first, but when it approached, it seemed to be really bright, as if I could hardly see. I had to keep an eye on the road to make sure I stayed on my own lane. But just when I thought they were going to pass me, I suddenly saw their tires on my lane. They took the wrong road, almost hit me in the face. My instinct reacted. I turned right, rushed out of the road, and hit a ditch by the woods. It took me a few seconds to regain consciousness, but I didn't seem to be seriously injured. I unbuckled my seatbelt and jumped out of the car. It must have been completely destroyed. The whole head of the car was almost torn off. To be honest, it looked like I should have died inside. Then I remembered what had happened. I got right away. I crawled out of the ditch and looked towards the road. I thought I would see their lights disappearing from afar, but what was that they stopped not far away. Before I could get close to them, I quickly looked around and realized how secluded we were. So before I could face them, I ran back to my car and picked up my phone to call the police. I didn't know who was in the car, and I didn't know if they were drunk or angry, so I thought I should be careful. The police said they would be here in 5 minutes. So I hung up the phone and started walking towards the ditch. But I was by a man standing on top of the ditch. He didn't ask me if I was okay, and he didn't say anything. "Did you make me crash? You might kill me." So I tried to control my anger, until the police arrived. He still didn't speak, but the lights on the road suddenly became brighter. I shot at the place where he was standing. I was still in the ditch, but I could see that the same car was driven by another person. They kept going back to the ditch. Then the driver's door opened and another person walked out. The two people began to speak in different languages. I think it was Russian or German. I'm not good at languages, but when they spoke, it sounded very aggressive. One person rushed to the back of the car and opened the trunk. But he didn't take anything, but turned around to face me. The two of them immediately ran towards me and rushed into the ditch. It took me less than a second to put these pieces together. I turned around and rushed into the woods. Those people ran around my car and kept chasing me. They were all tall and looked fat. So after a minute of charging, I threw them away. Now I'm in the middle of the woods and I can't see where I'm going at all. I don't even know which direction is which. There was no one around. I was wandering aimlessly in the woods. I didn't want those people to go back to the road, but I didn't want to get completely lost, so the police couldn't help me. After a few minutes, I heard the siren on the far left. I followed the sound all the way to the road. There, I could see a police car parked at the top of the ditch. 2 police officers were checking my car. I couldn't find any trace of those people anywhere. I explained what happened. They wrote a report, but there was little follow-up investigation because they only described that I didn't have anything in my car. Although it was very beautiful, they openly said they would throw me into the trunk. But it is not clear whether this was before the crash or after the crash. Maybe they made a mistake and tried to cover it up. Or maybe everything went as they wanted.